Universal's Islands of Adventure. Not really islands, but plenty of adventure. Whether it's escaping Dementors at Hogwarts, being hunted by raptors in Jurassic Park, or swinging through New York with Spider-Man, Universal's Islands of Adventure brings the biggest characters to life and then sticks them on a roller coaster. But does Islands of Adventure warrant your time and money? Let's find out. I'm Paul, I grade theme parks, you're watching Loop Theme Park Adventures, so let's get grading. Islands of Adventure boasts a wealth of high-end attractions for guests of all ages, all based within themed areas or islands. Marvel Superhero Island is located at the front of the park with the iconic Incredible Hulk coaster towering over the lake. Delve a bit further and you'll find Doctor Doom's Fearfall, a pair of shot and drop towers, and the Amazing Spider-Man, a wonderful 4D dark ride with some stunning action achieved through a combination of screens and practical effects. Continue your journey through Marvel Island and you'll reach the colourful comic book land of Toon Lagoon, home to two absolute soakers in Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls and Popeye and Bluto's Bildrash barges, both of which are perfect for cooling off in the Florida heat. But be warned, you will get very, very wet. Skull Island breaks up the walk to Jurassic Park, offering guests a Kong-sized truck ride into the aforementioned Skull Island with its various nasty predators in this very screen-centric dark ride attraction. By now, you're entering the back half of the park where you'll find the two most popular sections of Islands of Adventure. Jurassic Park offers one of the best roller coaster experiences in the world, courtesy of Velocicoaster, an Intamin multi-launch coaster that begins in the Raptor paddock and ends with a fantastic finale over the lake. My personal favourite roller coaster and a reason alone to visit. But that's not all that Jurassic Park has to offer, as the Jurassic Park River Adventure, despite its age, is still a charming and exciting water ride. Then of course there is Hogsmeade, the first of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter themed areas, and arguably the IP that turned Universal Orlando into a must-do attraction. And its headline attractions don't disappoint. Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey is one of the best dark ride experiences you'll find. Set in the heart of Hogwarts, featuring some fantastic theming both in the queue and on the attraction itself. Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure is another highly themed ride, this time on a multi-launch family roller coaster where guests can either ride Hagrid's motorbike or sit alongside in the sidecar. There's a second family coaster in Flight of the Hippogriff, and guests with 2 park tickets can also board the Hogwarts Express and take the eventful journey to Diagon Alley over at Universal Studios. The Lost Continent was home to Poseidon Adventure, but that has recently closed, so expect some new developments in this area of the resort soon. And finally, Zeus Landing brings the work of Dr. Zeus to life in a colourful and vibrant area more suited to younger guests, with various little flat rides on offer, along with the Cat in the Hat dark ride attraction. Grading this A+. Okay, on first glance an A+ may seem generous, but bear with me here. In Velocicoaster they have one of the best thrill coasters in the world. Hagrid's is one of the best family coasters in the world. Forbidden Journey and Amazing Spider-Man are both top-tier dark rides, the water rides are well themed and you get soaked. The key standout attractions at Islands of Adventure all deliver and are amongst the best in their field. From the walk-through port of entry, the standards are already set very high, with Universal providing a high level of theming and some fantastic views across the lake, teasing you with what's to come. Each individual island has its own look and vibe, with Marvel being very comic booky and cartoony and having energetic music pumping around the area and frequent character interactions with guests. Toon Lagoon continues the comic book flavour but with a slightly more chaotic yet classic approach. Jurassic Park unsurprisingly brings the dinosaurs with various photo opportunities throughout, and Zeus Landing is a bright and charming land full of bonkers creations. However, the real jaw-dropping area of Islands of Adventure is still Hogsmeade, with the snow-capped village winding its way up to Hogwarts Castle. Housed within are numerous guest experiences, from magical wand interactions to shops and restaurants. Even the toilets come complete with a greeting from Moaning Myrtle. One of my favourite parts of Islands of Adventure though are the views around the lake. From almost any area of the park, even on a busy day in a packed theme park, you can always find 5 minutes of serenity by the water, and that's a nice touch. There really are some wonderful sightlines at this park. The atmosphere around the islands is great too, with suitable music combining with visuals to create a little bit of theme park magic. When the sun goes down, that atmosphere is amplified further, so it's definitely worth staying until after dark if you can. This gets an A beautiful park to spend time in and one of my favourites to visit for a mixture of highly themed intellectual properties with nice views and atmosphere around the lake. Universal Orlando is a busy place, attracting millions of visitors every year, and with those numbers come queues. So if, like me, you visit without the luxury of an express pass, it's nice to know that a park is operating with about as much speed and efficiency as you can hope for, and that's a reasonable assessment of Islands of Adventure. Don't get me wrong, there are some attractions such as Hagrid's which attract huge wait times, but for the most part, lines move quickly and rides are dispatched at a decent rate. I'd always recommend downloading the Universal app so you can monitor queue times on the go to make the most of your time on the park. On my numerous visits to Universal, I've always found customer service to be of a high standard, with staff members being welcoming and polite, and transportation throughout the resort also being very good. I was unfortunate enough to lose my wallet containing my park tickets during my stay, and Universal couldn't have been more helpful in arranging replacement tickets. Giving this an A grade too. Operations are about as good as you can hope for on rides processing this volume of guests, and when I needed good customer service, Universal were there. So value for money is slightly harder to quantify in Florida as it kind of has its own theme park economy, one where you'll expect to spend a lot more on tickets. Relative to its competition though, Universal isn't too bad, with a 3-park ticket granting you 14-day entry to Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure and Volcano Bay, coming in at £325, which is around £200 less than you pay for the Disney equivalent. One of the better options if you're visiting the other Florida parks is to look at combination ticket packages. A personal favourite of mine is the Orlando Flex Pass, which grants you 14-day access to all 3 Universal parks, SeaWorld Orlando, Busch Gardens Tampa and Aquatica at the cost of £479. On park, prices are fairly standard for a theme park. Food prices can vary depending on the restaurant, and it's also worth remembering that you have City Walk outside the front of the park too, with all of its bars and restaurants, including lower cost food chains if you're on a budget. I found merchandising prices to be fairly reasonable. This gets a B+. In Florida, you're paying for the premium of experiencing the top-end attractions, and relative to local competition, Universal is probably fairly priced, but it's still a lot of money to fork out, especially if you have a large family. Before I reveal my overall grade for Universal's Islands of Adventure, if you could leave a like if you're enjoying the video, that really helps us out, and please consider subscribing if you're enjoying hearing me waffle on about theme park stuff. So overall, I'm giving Islands of Adventure an A. It's probably my favourite theme park in the world. It's definitely my favourite place to visit in Florida. Yes, even above Disney. I feel like the mix of attractions has a perfect balance for all the family. The standout rides are amongst the best in their field, and the general theming, landscaping and all-round atmosphere is just fantastic. In fact, the only thing that stops Islands of Adventure from being an A+ park is that the pricing could be prohibitive for many. And that's a shame because this is a place that every theme park fan should visit. Let me know what you think about Universal's Islands of Adventure down in the comments, and I'll catch you next time.